Hello, my beautiful bookish people. My name is Victoria. You've come to the channel, The Bookish Sock, and in this video, I'll be going over my Reading Rush TBR. If you don't know what the Reading Rush is, I'll go ahead and leave a link to their website down below and where they have all the info you could ever want, basically. So, prompt number 1 is read a book with a cover that matches the color of your birthstone. I am a January baby. My color is garnet. And for this, I'll be going with Fruits Basket, the Collector's Edition Volume 5, where we have some actual burgundy on the cover. It's really hard to find burgundy and not just plain red. And I think that'll work. And I guess I should introduce what Fruits Basket is. It is a manga that is set for some school-age children where the members of this one family are members of the Chinese zodiac, and normally they're in human form, but if anybody hugs them that isn't also a member of the zodiac, they turn into their animal forms, and it's really cute, and I'm excited to see what happens. I know that there is also a curse on the Soma family, which is the one that's affected by the Chinese zodiac, and I'm not far enough into the series to know what that curse is, but I'm hoping I find out soon. Prompt number 2 is to read a book that starts with the, and for this I'm picking a reread of The Near Witch by Victoria Schwab. I've been really craving rereading this recently because it's like a modern fairy tale, very witchy vibes. I really wish it was October right now because I am just ready for spooky season at this point. And yeah, I'm getting really excited to read this. For a better description, I will read the cover blurb, which is, "The Near Witch is only an old story told to frighten children. If the wind calls at night, you must not listen. The wind is lonely and always looking for company. There are no strangers in the town of Near." These are the truths that Lexi has heard all her life, but when an actual stranger, a boy who seems to fade like smoke, appears outside her home on the moor at night, she knows that at least one of these sayings is no longer true. The next night, the children of Near start disappearing from their beds, and the mysterious boy falls under suspicion. As the hunt for the children intensifies, so does Lexi's need to know about the witch that just might be more than a bedtime story, about the wind that seems to speak through the walls at night, and about the history of this nameless boy. Part fairy tale, part love story, V.E. Schwab's debut novel is entirely original yet achingly familiar. A song you heard long ago, a whisper carried by the wind, and a dream you won't soon forget. And from what I remember of reading the book, that blurb is perfect to introduce you to what story to expect. Number 3 is read a book that inspired a movie you've already seen. So very, very rarely do I ever find myself watching a movie before reading a book if I know that there's a book behind it. But I might be slightly cheating with this one because I just want an excuse to watch the new Fruits Basket anime because I haven't seen the anime, but I'm really enjoying the books, as you can see with what's coming up with my TBR. So I will be reading the 3rd volume of the Fruits Basket Collector's Edition, which is currently on hold for me at my library, and I need to go pick it up tomorrow because they're closed today while I'm filming this. Number 4 is read the first book you touch. So for this one, it's not really feasible for me to turn in circles because then that would just annoy my brain and I would just end up falling over because who knows when a low blood pressure spell is going to hit with me. So I decided to put a poll up on Twitter and ask a few friends a very vague question. And then I also decided to roll some 4-sided dice to add another element of chance to this. And basically what I did was, before I picked out the rest of my order for the books on my TBR, I knew I had 4 books from the library that were all part of the manga collection for Fruits Basket, and I just numbered them 1 through 4 on the dice and then sent the actual numbers of the manga up on Twitter to see what would happen. And at the end of the day, what we got was the 4th volume in the series. So for this one, I'm reading volume 4 of Fruits Basket. Number 5 is read a book completely outside of your house. So when the creators originally made this prompt, I don't think they were necessarily factoring in people with disabilities or people that live in stupidly hot climates or who just don't have access necessarily to going outside for long enough of a period of time to read a book. However, I did notice that the creators did respond well when people brought these points up, and they expanded the prompt so that we can just use our own interpretations of what we can do for this prompt. And for that, I have chosen to read my book in a different room than I typically read in. So the rooms I typically read in would be my bedroom, the library / guest room, and my living room. So that leaves me with the office and the kitchen. And I haven't decided which room I'm going to do that in yet, but I will be reading Saga Volume 2 for this one. I have an e-copy of it checked out from my library, and I'm super excited to continue on with this series. And my battery pack just died on my camera, so here's a weird transition for you. Anyways, what I was saying was that I'm really excited to read the 2nd volume of Saga. The first one, it is a graphic novel in the double entendre sense of the word, as in it is definitely not safe for work, and some of the illustrations are wild, and I've really been enjoying that. It definitely has a sense of social commentary to it. I think part of it is explicit and part of it is implicit. I'm looking forward to reading more of it before I definitely decide that some of it is implicitly talking about these things. Anyways, it is a sci-fi story of a mixed race child born to parents who, one is from the moon and the other one is from the main world, and they're 2 different races, and their 2 races are in a giant race war all over the galaxy. And I am just really looking forward to the next installment. Number 6 is read a book in a genre that you've always wanted to read more of. So this year I've been trying to challenge myself a little bit to read more outside of just fantasy this year. So I think I'll go with You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson, which is a queer contemporary novel with romantic aspects from what I've heard. I just got this as an audio copy from my library, and I'm really excited to get into it. For a little bit more description, the Goodreads blurb goes like this. Liz Leidy has always believed she's too black, too poor, too awkward to shine in her small, rich, prom-obsessed Midwestern town. But it's okay. Liz has a plan that will get her out of Campbell, Indiana forever. Attend the uber-elite Pennington College, play in their world-famous orchestra, and become a doctor. But when the financial aid she was counting on unexpectedly falls through, Liz's plans come crashing down, until she's reminded of her school scholarship for prom king and queen. There's nothing Liz wants to do less than endure a gauntlet of social media trolls, catty competitors, and humiliating public events. But despite her fear of the spotlight, she's willing to do whatever it takes to get to Pennington. The only thing that makes it halfway bearable is the new girl in school, Mac. She's smart, funny, and just as much of an outsider as Liz. But Mac is also running for queen. Will falling for the competition keep Liz from her dreams or make them come true? So yeah, we'll see if I like a story that's outside of my comfort zone or not. I've heard a lot of hype for it, so I am very excited to get to it. Number 7 is read a book that takes place on a different continent than where you live. And for this, I'm going with Japan so that I can finish the copies of the manga that I have checked out from the library. So I'm picking Fruits Basket Volume 6 for this one. So that's what I'm supposedly reading for the Reading Rush. We'll see if I actually get through all of those or not. I do plan to be vlogging for part of it. We'll see how that goes because it's been a long time since I've actually vlogged and not just sat in front of a camera and talked. So, yeah. Yep. If you're doing the Reading Rush too, let me know. I'd really love to watch your TBR videos about it. Or if you have a blog or whatever, or you just want to talk about what you're excited to read, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!